Hello, my name is Christian Stokes. I'm 17. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I go to Minnehaha Academy. I've had diabetes since I was 15 months old, and getting through adolescence wasn't, with sports and friends, wasn't very hard in the social sense, but when it came to sports, it was hard managing my diabetes, but everyone understood that I had this illness and that I had to take care of it first before I could play, and the coaches understood it and the players understood it. And so I kind of wore it as a badge of courage, growing up. And I was always considered the toughest one on the football field, always the toughest one in school, because I gave myself shots and pricked my finger. I always watched football with my parents, like football. Sundays was tradition. You watch the Minnesota Vikings. That's what we did. And I just watched it and I was like, this is such a great sport. I want to learn to play this sport. And so in 5th grade, I decided I'm going to go out for football. And then I got into wrestling because the athletic director of our middle school, he recommended to me. He's like, well, if you like football, maybe you would want to try wrestling. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And my first match ever in 7th grade, I won it. And it was my first match like I'd ever wrestled. And I was like, this sport is awesome, because I pinned a kid second period, tournament. I took 3rd in this tournament, and I had never wrestled in a tournament before, and I was hooked. I was like, it's such an exhilarating feeling to win. Diabetes for me is very trial and error, especially when it comes to sports. If I don't get it right the first time, odds are I'm gonna get it right the next time. It's very much a coalition between your parents and your doctors. It's such a team effort, because you have to rely on your parents who check you at night, and your doctors who give you advice about what to do with insulin and what you might want to try differently, or some tips or tricks that they know. And I think it has made me a better athlete, because it gives me self-discipline, because I have to eat at certain times, and there are certain times when I can't eat when everyone else is eating. And it gives me the mental toughness to keep going in sports, to just keep training. When, like in conditioning, no one likes conditioning, but I can push through it because it's just a mental toughness thing. When it comes to trying out for sports teams and being a diabetic, I think you have to just go for it, because you don't want to stand and think, what might have been if I had done it? What might have been had I tried out? And it's hard at first, but once you get the hang of it, it gets easier. After college, I very much want to be an epidemiologist. I want to study diseases and disease outbreaks. And I hope to cure diabetes when I become a doctor. That's the first thing I want to do, cure it. Because first of all, it'll change so many lives for the better. And it'll help so many kids like me.